Hey guys, Sebious here with another Sebious Speaks. And today I want to talk about the new Black Library radio play, the first radio play they've ever done. The Tranzia, I believe, Tranzia Rebellion, which they've just released. They released the first episode this week, which is free to stream and download for those people subscribed to the Black Library mailing list. So I've got a picture of the artwork here. You see the Tranzia Rebellion by Sebious Dunn. We've got Doom Eagles and Adeptus Sororitas and Tau, and I believe there's going to be Eldar and Chaos and all sorts of interesting stuff going on there. It looks rather awesome there. I'll leave that for now. Just sort of they've posted on Black Library just before I kind of speak, give my kind of opinion on the first episode. So the Tranzia Rebellion is a new type of Black Library audio, our first ever radio play. What sets us apart from our audiobooks and audio dramas is the no narration at all. The whole story is told through a cast of voice actors and complemented by atmospheric sound effects for an incredibly immersive audio experience. I apologise for my speaking. Oh dear, yes. So the voice actors are complemented by atmospheric sound effects for an incredibly immersive audio experience. The story itself follows the Doom Eagles, Space Marines, and their allies in the Adeptus Sororitas as they battle an uprising instigated with the insidious ideology of the Empire. Expect plenty of tension, drama, and of course, visceral close-up action. So that's kind of their overview, and they're kind of giving you a feel for what this is going to be. Just like so, I would definitely recommend go and get hold of it and give it a listen. It's a free little thing, so you can see what you think. But so just to give a warning, I may talk a little bit about what's the first episode. Not much kind of has happened so far in the first episode, so not crazy spoilers. But just to give you a warning, I'm going to talk about it and then kind of give a bit of my opinion on how I'm feeling about it. So we initially start with a Mechanica Mados who's on the planet and how they've been excavating beneath the planet's core back to the annihilation when Xenos, presumably the Tau, had come and annihilated the planet, or come to the planet, and there had been annihilation, and they digging down, finding bodies, and then they're not finding bodies and things that they would expect to find after a certain depth. And then he has a little whisper of some very dodgy sounding chaotic utterance, and sort of just talks about how he is just doing his dig and finding what he's finding. We then cut to Doom Eagles in a Thunderhawk and the librarian, who sort of seems to be having a bit of a daydream, and then goes into sort of a few, and then paranoid whispering sort of reaches in, and he sees his brothers as being something else hidden within the flesh of what they actually are. So you don't want a librarian going crazy and start attacking your own battle brothers while in flying troop transport. So harsh but possibly fair. He is kind of epically put down, but still firing the the bolter in the close quarters has actually messed with the Thunderhawk itself, and they are going to crash anyway. And that is where we're left at the end of the first episode. So obviously it's quite difficult to judge based on one episode alone, and I definitely intrigued to see more. I appreciate that this episode is free, and I'm intrigued to see how much they're going to be charging per episode. This is going to be a weekly sort of Monday thing. I'm a big fan of radio plays. I'm a big fan of the Thrilling Adventure Hour, which is kind of very old school comic radio play stuff, and I highly recommend that to people. Thrilling Adventure Hour, check it out. But I don't know how I feel about this one. I think the idea of radio play for 4K is very interesting and could be done really well, and I think this could still get a little better as it goes along. But personally, I kind of literally just listened to it and felt the need to kind of talk about it, because It didn't really do it for me. It may well do it for you. So that's why I'm saying definitely recommend you having a download of the free extract or the first episode there is, and see what you think. But the major sounded well. There's lots of voice actors in there, and some of them are very good. It's a whole stable of people people will know from many different audio dramas and audiobooks, as well as a few other people. Um, and the performances are kind of vary, and the way the characters are written seems to vary quite a lot as well. Um, the, the Majors did sound quite a lot like C3PO, which was a little bit distracting. And the person speaking to them sounded a little bit like Dumbledore or Gandalf. So it did sound a bit like Gandalf and C3PO having a conversation, which in theory sounds really awesome. But when it's in the sort of 40k setting, it's a bit weirder, kind of bit detracting. Other things to sort of pick up from it, the Space Marines are very rough and ready, very different to the portrayal of many other Space Marines. Now, I don't know a huge amount about the Doom Eagles, so I can't particularly comment specifically on that chapter. But there's kind of a... Like, I understand you would know that if a librarian's about to kind of explode and possibly kill you all, that you probably need to put them down. That makes sense. But you have combat knives, you have other means, you could chuck him out. Well, that might not work for a librarian, because they maybe had to do other things still. But surely a Space Marine would know that firing a bolter in a Thunderhawk, or whatever weapon it was, that caused the issue, would cause a problem. It really seems like something that would be indoctrinated into them as part of the process. I think the one that does fire does mention that they're still wearing scout armor, I believe, very dirty scout armor. Because this is one of those things, we have this interaction between the Space Marines where I understand, basically there's a guy still wearing his scout armor and it's very dirty, and this another Space Marine is complaining about how dirty it is, but it's in a very catty and sort of bitchy Mean Girls kind of way, not a kind of doesn't come across as a sort of disapproving, you should be representing yourself in a more exemplary manner for the best of the war effort and for the pride of the Legion. Not like that. It's more like, oh, you're a bit dirty and that's not good. Which I found odd. Like, this is only 9 minutes. I can't comment too much, and I don't want to be too critical, but I'm saying I don't think this is going to be a big one for me. It's part of the Space Marine Battles collection, and I haven't read too much of the Space Marine Battles. I've listened to quite a few of the audio dramas, and personally I find the Space Marine Battles really vacillate. And there are great canyons when it comes to Black Library stuff. So much of Black Library stuff is put out with such high quality and incredible writing that before I started reading like the Horus Heresy and Gaunt's Ghosts and listening to Raven's Flight and some of the other limited edition novellas, which are cracking, and some of the novel series and sagas are just so incredible. I never would have believed that they would have been the quality that they are, but this doesn't just quite seem to be up to that quality. And it's something that seems to plague the Space Marine battles, because they obviously rotate around a central main battle, and there may or may not be a huge narrative that goes with that battle, and that's something that can be lacking. Obviously, this radio play is going to have a narrative that plays out all the way through it. But yeah, I'm just saying, my first impressions so far, it's not quite the Space Marines and the kind of 41st millennium as we know it, and that could be an interesting thing. It could be something you find interesting, and it hasn't really got started. So I feel a bit bad being quite critical quite early on, but as yet I'm not grabbed. But I recommend signing up to the Black Library email service so you can try the episode for free, and we will all wait and see how much the second episode is on Monday, and if it's a nicely sort of decently cheap price, then I will definitely be getting it and listening to the next one just to see if I will be definitely stopping there or not. But that taster, if it is going to be a sort of significant price for each episode, it will have put me off. So yeah, up and down. And I just want to say as a bit of background, I've listened to kind of so many so many of the audiobooks and audio dramas from Black Library, and I've absolutely adored and loved so many of them. The production, the music, the voice acting, and just the writing in so many of them is just amazing and incredible, and it really brings 40k to life in an incredible, wonderful way. I think this one still has a while to go to get to that level, and I really do wish CC Dunn and Black Library all the best with this, and I do hope it becomes something interesting, because if this does have some success with them, maybe there'll be more radio plays with other writers and other performers and other subjects that might be kind of lend itself more to this. And yeah, this still needs to get going, and I'll give it a bit more of a chance, but Raven's Flight, this is not. And I'll kind of leave it there. But remember, sign up to Black Library and you can get the free episode and see what it's like. And the next one will be out on Monday the 25th. So I will be looking for the price and looking for it coming then. So yeah, that was just a little Sebious Speaks by me, Darth Sebious, for Allies Index, a place for all things geeky gaming, alliesindex.com. And come along and check out all the things that we've got to do with geeky gaming. And if you want to share anything geeky gaming, characters, campaigns, stories, game let's plays, reviews, thoughts, cards, models, painting, anything at all, we were happy to share in the geeky gaming joy, because for us it's all about sharing and being a part of the joy of gaming, and yeah, all the fun geeky stuff that is in relation to that. So once again, I'm Darth Sebious for Allies Index, and this is Sebious Speaks, and I will catch you guys soon. And let's just have one little look at that. The Tranzia Rebellion, Episode 1, CC Dunn. Taddy bye.